good day and welcome back to my channel. It's Doris here as always, and I'm back with another reaction video as usual. So if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking. And then to my old subscribers, thank you for the love. I don't take it for granted. So loves, as you can see from the title of today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a short history of slavery by Candace Owens. Let's hear what Candace Owens is telling us, because recently I got to react to a video by Thomas Sowell, facts about slave trade never mentioned in school, and I was shocked, to say the least. I was shocked. I just couldn't process what I was hearing. So let's hear what Candace Owens have to say about this whole slavery and all of that. So without further ado, let's dive right into the reaction. Let's go.
And now for a brief history of slavery.
Okay.
Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people.
Exactly.
It did not start in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown. It existed before then. It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs. The Caribs enslaved the Taino and, on occasion, served them for dinner. Slavery existed in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. The word slave actually comes from the Slavs of Eastern Europe. Millions of them, all white by the way, were captured and enslaved by Muslims in the 9th century and later by the Ottoman Turks. Slavery existed when the Roman Empire controlled the Mediterranean and most of Europe from the 1st through the 5th centuries. Slavery existed when Alexander the Great conquered Persia in the 4th century BC. It was so common that Aristotle simply considered it natural. The slave master model was just how the world operated in the great philosopher's day. Slavery existed during the time of the ancient Egyptians 5,000 years ago. As far back as we can go in human history, we find slavery. As renowned historian John Steele Gordon notes from time immemorial, slaves were a major item of commerce. As much as a third of the population of the ancient world was enslaved. Here's the second thing you need to know. White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first country in the history of the world to pass a Slavery Abolition Act. They were quickly followed by France, who in 1848 abolished slavery in her many colonies. Then, of course, came the 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution. After centuries of human slavery, white men led the world in putting an end to the abhorrent practice. That includes the 300,000 Union soldiers, overwhelmingly white, who died during the Civil War. Now, am I saying that this makes white people better than anyone else? Of course not. My purpose here is to simply tell the truth, and the truth is that human history is complicated. No one, regardless of skin color, stands guiltless. Yet today we are never told to consider the murderous Persian Empire or the cannibalism of indigenous tribes of North and South America or the heinous actions under the imperialistic Muslim, Chinese, Mongol, or Japanese empires, to name just a few. Instead, we're told that slavery is a white phenomenon. And like all persistent lies, this lie spawns a bunch of other lies. On social media, I come across extraordinary depictions about how Africans lived like pharaohs before Europeans came and laid waste to their paradise. I wish any of this were true, but it's not. It's a fantasy. The truth is that Africans were sold into slavery by other Black Africans, and in many cases, sold for items as trivial as gin and mirrors. Whites didn't go into the interior.
Guys, this is why I love Candace. Like, she's just so, oh my goodness, this is why I love her. First of all, Candace will tell you the truth, like without fear or favor. She won't say what she feels you want to hear. She will tell you what the truth is. Be it bitter, be it sweet, she will say it the way it is. And of course, I love the fact that she said the human history is complicated, really, really complicated. And nobody, it doesn't matter your race, your gender, whatever, we're all guilty in one way or the other. I love the fact that even with the fact that she's black, she still came up to say slave trade did not begin with the whites. The whites did not start slave trade. And really, I just got to find out about this recently, because growing up in school, we were all made to believe that the whites they started slave trade, they invented slave trade. I was told how Great Britain, how they came to Africa to like buy slaves, to colonize us and all of that. That they all, in my head, what I was made to believe was that the Great Britain started this whole slave trade. That's what I was meant to believe. That's what I was taught in school. We're taught about how they came to our lands to conquer us and whatever. But the real truth, after watching a video by Thomas Sowell, I got to find out that this whole slave trade started from us, from here in Africa, within ourselves. Neighbors selling off their neighbors, brothers selling off their brothers to make money. It was like commerce for them. And it's really crazy because lots of persons don't know that. And I'm happy it's coming to light now. At least I'll be able to teach my children that this is how it happened, without like trying to, because this whole thing, this whole mindset, this whole perspective that have been written has created lots of hate, lots of dislike, a whole lot of things, and it's really sad. So I'm glad that people are getting to talk about it, and hearing Candace Owens speak about it, it just is, it's melody to me. So let's continue watching. Okay.
And round up the natives. They waited on the coast for their black partners to bring them black bodies. The stark reality is that our lives had very little value to our ancestors. Here's the third thing
our very
you need to
own
know.
Ancestors.
If you think slavery is a relic of the past, you're wrong.
It is
There
not.
are some
It's still in
700,000
existence.
slaves in Africa today, right now.
Yeah.
That's the lowest
Right
estimate that I
now.
could find. Other sources say there are many more. For context, that's almost twice as many slaves as were ever brought to the United States. Child soldiers,
imagine.
human trafficking, forced labor.
And this
These
is
are the
something
conditions
else.
that currently exist within the same sub-Saharan region where the transatlantic slave trade originated. African
Yeah.
bodies are being sold today like they were sold then. And no, they are not being purchased by any country of white men. In fact, slavery, by any traditional definition, is exclusively practiced today within non-white countries.
White countries.
But we hear almost
Very
nothing
true.
about that.
Very true.
Just like we hear nothing about how slavery was universal until good people in Europe and America ended it 2 centuries ago. Why? Because our so-called leaders, black and white, wouldn't profit from it. Black victimhood is nothing if not profitable. It elects politicians and funds racial grievance groups. And if black Americans began to view themselves as
sad.
partners in the American dream, if we embraced the patriotic spirit that holds all men are created equal, the patriotic spirit that is our real heritage, then the race hustlers would soon be out of business. And who wants that? I'm Candace Owens,
No, but
author of
the
Blackout
whites-
for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
Aw, this is beautiful. I just loved, I enjoyed listening to her speak. This is soothing. Really, 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 she said the truth and nothing but the truth. Slavery is still in existence, till date, till today, till 2023. It's still in existence, and it's prevalent still among the blacks. The blacks, they are the ones propagating this whole propaganda. And it's just crazy that lots of persons used to believe, including myself, we used to believe that the whites were the cause of the whole thing. To think it was even the whites that tried to put, because I will not say it was the whites that put an end to it because it's still in existence. So to think it was the whites that tried to like make a move, make an effort to put an end to slavery, we will never hear them talk about that. Why? I really wonder why. To think Britain was the first to pass the law against slavery. It's just beautiful. I love this. I just hope we could see past all these lies and hates and all of that, we could just see past all of that and try to like go back to our roots and know where this whole issue is coming from. Let everyone be informed. So I'm sure it's going to change some things. Like I for one, I'm totally changed, I'm totally transformed, because the way I used to view it before rather is totally different from the way I'm viewing it now. And I wish more people would get to know about this. It's shocking. It's shocking. Some persons could hear Candace Owens speaking this and they'll be like, what is she saying? Does she even know what she's saying? Is she nuts? Is she something? Because they really don't even know. They don't understand. They still believe that the whites are the cause of our problems, and it's crazy, really crazy. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Candice, Thomas Sowell, and many others that are speaking up about this whole slavery. We appreciate you all, and hopefully one day the world would be totally different from what it is now. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next one. But for now, this is bye.